Are you currently staring at a blank spreadsheet, terrified that an investor is going to ask, "So, what's your pre-money valuation?" And you have absolutely no answer? Are you relying on napkin math or just guessing a number because hiring a professional valuation firm costs $5,000 you definitely don't have? Are you tired of trying to figure out what discounted cash flow means without having a mental breakdown? Are you worried that you're either going to undersell your life's work for pennies or scare away buyers by asking for way too much? And honestly, are you just wishing there was a button you could press that would spit out a professional report so you could look like you know exactly what you're doing? If your blood pressure just spiked a little, I am right there with you. Valuing a business is scary, but I think I found a cheat code. I stumbled across a tool called Equitest on AppSumo. It uses AI to generate full, audit-ready business valuation reports in about 20 minutes. And the price? It's less than 1 hour of a consultant's time. So, pour another coffee, stop stressing about the math, and let's see if this thing is actually legit. And hey, if you want to see the deal while I talk about it, you can check out the Equitest link right there in the description. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Business valuation is usually a rich person's game, right? If you're a startup founder or maybe a small business owner looking to sell, or even a consultant trying to help a client, you usually have two bad options. Option A, you pay a specialized firm. They charge you thousands of dollars, take 3 weeks, and send you a PDF you can barely read. Option B, you try to do it yourself in Excel. And let's be honest, unless you have a finance degree, that spreadsheet is going to be full of broken formulas and errors. And then there's the subscription fatigue. There are software tools out there for this, sure, but they want $200, $300 a month. For something you might do twice a year? No thanks. My accountant actually high-fived me last week when I told him I was cutting my software bill. We can't be paying monthly rent for every single tool in our stack. That's why Equitest caught my eye. It promises to bridge that gap, giving you the professional, rigorous numbers without the Big Four accounting firm price tag. So I grabbed the deal to test it out. I bought Plan 1, which is a one-time payment of $99. Redeeming it was super smooth. I created my account, logged in, and... Okay, let's talk about the first look. The dashboard is very functional. It's not going to win any beauty contests. It's not dark mode aesthetic like a fancy productivity app. It looks a bit like accounting software, lots of white space, clean tables. But honestly, for a financial tool, that's kind of what I want. I don't need confetti. I need accuracy. Now let's look at the tier limits because this is important. On Plan 1, $90, you get 16 valuations. Now does that mean 16 companies? Or 16 reports? It seems to be 16 projects. So if you run a consultancy, you can value 16 different clients for $99. That is insane ROI, but, and this is a big but, Plan 1 gives you 6 valuation methods. Things like DCF, revenue multiples, book value. If you are a startup looking for VC money, you might need to stack to Plan 3. Why? Because Plan 3, $297, unlocks the venture capital valuation method and the Monte Carlo simulation for risk analysis. So, pay attention to the methods you need before you buy. All right. Let's get into the actual workflow. I decided to value my own little digital business to see what Equitest thinks I'm worth. Fingers crossed, right? So I clicked New Valuation. It starts with a questionnaire. It asks basic stuff first. What sector are you in? Where are you located? Then the financials. Now you can type these in manually, but I saw they integrate with QuickBooks and Xero. I use Xero, so I clicked Connect. It pulled in my P&L, profit and loss data, automatically. That saved me like an hour of typing and checking for typos. Then comes the qualitative part. This is where the AI kicks in. It asks you questions like, how dependent is the business on the owner? Or, how strong is the competition? You answer on a scale. It feels a bit like taking a personality test for your company. Once I finished the questions, which took maybe 15 minutes because I had to hunt down one tax document, I hit the big Calculate button. And there it was. It didn't just give me one number. It gave me a range based on different methods. It showed me, here is your value based on revenue multiples, and here is your value based on discounted cash flow. Then I clicked Generate Report. It spat out a 20-page PDF, and I gotta say, it looked legit. It had charts, it explained why the value was what it was, and it had a nice cover page. If I handed this to a bank or an investor, they wouldn't know I generated it in my pajamas at 10 a.m. It even has a pitch deck creator built in that pulls the numbers into slides. I didn't use that for my demo, but for a startup founder? That's a nice time saver. Now let's be real about daily integration. You are not going to use this tool every day. Unless you are a business broker or an accountant, this is a tool you use maybe once a quarter or when you're fundraising. But that's why the lifetime deal model is perfect for this. You buy it, it sits on your digital shelf, and it's there when you need it. As for support, looking at the AppSumo page, there aren't a ton of reviews yet, about 6 or 7, but they are decent ratings. The founder, Tamir, seems responsive. The roadmap? They mention adding more integrations and more language support. One thing on practicality, speed. It really was fast. The under 20 minutes claim on their website? Yeah, that's accurate if you have your financial numbers ready. If you have to dig through shoeboxes of receipts, well, that's on you, not the software. Okay, let's take off the rose-colored glasses. Here is the honest truth. Pros and cons. Pros first. Number 1, value for money. $99 for 16 valuations is a steal. Even if you just do one, you've saved thousands compared to a consultant. Number 2, education. I actually learned a lot just by going through the process. It explains what asset-based valuation means. It makes you smarter about your own business. Number 3, the report quality. The PDF doesn't look like a robot made it. It looks professional enough to put on a boardroom table. Now the cons. The UI is a bit dry. It's very gray and blue. It works, but it's not fun to use. Also, the tier gating on methods. I really wish the venture capital method was in Tier 1. If you're a broke startup, having to pay $297 for Tier 3 just to get the VC method feels a bit steep, though still cheaper than a pro. And lastly, garbage in, garbage out. The tool relies entirely on you telling the truth. If you lie about your revenue, the valuation will be wrong. It doesn't audit you, it just calculates for you. So, what's the final verdict? If you are a freelancer making $20K a year with no assets, you probably don't need this. You are your business. But if you are a startup founder preparing for a seed round, if you are an accountant who wants to upsell valuation services to your clients, or if you are looking to sell your e-commerce store or agency in the next year, Equitest is a no-brainer. It gives you confidence. You walk into that meeting knowing exactly what your number is and why it's your number. For $99, it's an incredible tool to have in your back pocket. I'm giving this a solid 4.4 out of 5 tacos. My advice? If you're a consultant, stack the codes. Get to Tier 3 so you have all 10 valuation methods and the risk analysis. It's a business in a box for you. And remember, AppSumo has that 60-day money-back guarantee. So you can buy it, run a valuation on your business just to see the number, and if you don't like the workflow, refund it. No risk. If you're ready to find out what your empire is actually worth, grab the deal through my link in the show notes. It helps support the pod and keeps me from having to go back to using an abacus. Go get your numbers right, folks. Catch you in the next one.